I'm a pediatrician and neonatologist, and I work in Nairobi County. So PPH is a problem that affects many of the mothers who deliver in facilities. It causes a lot of illness in them, and in a lot of cases also death. And how it affects the newborn, which is mostly the patients that I deal with are newborn babies, is that the mother is not available immediately after the delivery to care for her baby. So those are things like skin-to-skin contact, which we advocate for, and even starting breastfeeding. So when the mother is too sick to care for her baby, they're usually separated at that point, which is something we try to avoid. It is a harmful thing, but in this case necessary to take care of the mother and also to keep the baby safe. At the extreme end, sometimes even despite medical intervention, PPH will kill the mother. She will lose her life. And when there is no mother, the chances of survival for the newborn baby reduce significantly. Those babies at a higher risk of dying, death. It's also a very big loss for their families. This is supposed to be a time of celebration and happiness with the birth of a baby, and instead they have lost their wife, their mom. So it leaves a very big gap in these families as they try to rally to support this baby and at the same time are condoling or going through this loss of this mother. Yeah, so it's a very big problem, and that's part of the reason why we are in this initiative of Run for Her, where we are trying to end postpartum hemorrhage in women.
Now, they say most of these mothers die because of the lack of blood in our facilities. Are you able to talk a little bit about that? Is it that we don't have enough blood? Do we not collect a lot of blood? And how does this eventually affect the child?
So yeah, there is an issue with blood. There are people who actually run and are dedicated towards blood collection and processing and sampling. One of the areas is just donation. Donation is really, really important, and more of altruistic donation, where people donate even at times when it's not immediately required. It's not something that we ordinarily do. So one of the really important messages to get out to people is the importance of giving blood. Blood is a commodity that's very important in managing PPH. So that's one of the areas. The county and national governments are doing a lot towards trying to have blood products available. There are systems where we try to interlink so that blood from one region is available in other areas. And there are whole departments and offices that are devoted towards that. But one of the areas that could really improve is donation. Just people realizing that where you are listening from, where you are watching from, you have the ability to save someone else's life. Mothers and even other people, blood is required in other areas. But usually we donate when it is needed for somebody that we know. So we're hoping that with this people will give blood more often for even people that you do not know, someone you have never met, so that you can save the life of someone and be a superhero in that context that you give, and because you gave, somebody else is living because of your donation.
Lastly, is there anything else you want to say in relation to? You mentioned something in the conversation around sending mentorship mothers to some of these homes in the general spectrum. Is there anything you want to say around that?
So it's just for us to understand the impact of PPH. It goes for years, I mean, into this child's life, into this family's life. It's very disruptive to lose a mother figure in a home. There's a lot of, they struggle a lot. There are other children. So we need to think about it beyond the immediate management. It's a lifelong implication when a mother is lost. These families also need a lot of psychological support It's a very sudden loss. It's traumatic for them. So we should also think of the people who are left behind, the fathers, the other siblings, the grandparents. These are people who hopefully in future we can also bring on board to understand their experiences and how these babies can be supported to thrive even when they go home, and to use those lessons from those mothers that we have lost to get better and better, to make sure that other families don't suffer the same loss, but also carry these families who have on this difficult journey so that they're not walking it alone, and that we rally as a community around this child